Christianity salutes is pagan to its roots. Believe me, I knew that our Bible, this one, was written on the lunar calendar. Our calendar, the Western civilization calendar, is the Gregorian calendar from Pope Gregory of Rome. That means it's pagan in origin. It's not God's calendar. Our calendar and the calendar of this book do not match. Sun God is for Sunday. Moon God is for Monday. That's a sermon for another time. Believe me, much of what Christianity salutes is pagan to its roots. Believe me, much of what Christianity salutes is pagan to its roots. Believe me, much of what Christianity salutes is...
Don't know how we got the...
One of my coworkers was telling me how the Gregorian calendar that we abide by now was actually invented by the church 500 years ago to suppress our natural rhythms and further take control over people's lives, and that the true new year is actually in the spring, not the dead of winter when we should be hibernating.
It is clear to see why Sunday was chosen as the new sanctified day of the week, replacing the day that Yah had blessed in the garden according to Genesis chapter 2 verse 3. And Elohim blessed the seventh day and declared it pure, because it was the day when he rested from all his work of creation. But, as stated, that day was replaced because the adversary, Satan, the devil, did say, "I will climb to the highest heavens and be like the Most High." Being like the Most High, for one thing, means having one's own day of worship. Hence the elevation of Sunday to the highest day of the week is observed by most Christians today. This was prophesied in the book of Daniel. There we read of a beast power, none other than Rome, which would give rise to a succession of rulers of whom it is said, "He will defy the Most High and oppress the pure people of the Most High. He will try to change times and laws." He will try to change times and laws. Times refer to calendar movements, and by taking a quick glance at the present-day Gregorian calendar, we can see that something is off. The year begins in winter, but Yah set the beginning of the year in spring. On this day in early spring, in the month of Abib, you have been set free. How do we know that the spring month of Abib is the first month of the year? Well, we are told, then the whole community of Israel set out from Elim and journeyed into the wilderness of Sin, between Elim and Mount Sinai. There they arrived on the 15th day of the second month, 1 month after leaving the land of Egypt. So Yah declared Abib, which is in spring, as the first month of the year, but the Romans appointed January, which is in winter, as the first month. But history tells us that the month of March once marked the beginning of a 10-month year. In the Book of Festivals and Ceremonies of the Roman Republic, by H. Scullard, we read,
"The vexed problems of its early history do not concern us here, except to note that the early changeover from a 10-month to a 12-month year left this mark in the names of the months. The 10-month year started in March."
It is clear to see what he means by examining the names of the months. September, for instance, comes from the Latin word septem, which means 7, and October comes from the Latin word octo, as in octopus or octagon. This is obviously 8. November comes from novem, Latin for 9, and December comes from the Latin decem, referring to 10, such as in the decimal point or comma, which deals in the change of number values from negative to positive powers of 10. But instead of being the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th months, as they once were, they are now the 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th months, because the addition of the months of January and February to the Roman calendar year pushed them back. While this calendar incident is just one attempt to change the times, we'll digress.
The calendar of the Christian world, aka the Gregorian calendar, is the calendar of the anti-Messiah. It has nothing to do with the Bible. It's based solely on the sun god of paganism. The days of the week come from the moon, planets, and pagan gods. New Year's is in the dead of winter in honor of the Roman god Janus. In the spring they celebrate the rebirth of the sun god. In the winter they celebrate the death of the sun god on December 25th. The months of the Gregorian calendar come from pagan gods and Roman emperors. New Year's used to be in the spring on the Gregorian calendar. September 7, October 8, November 9, December 10th. The Roman Catholic Church renamed Mithra and Ashtar Jesus. They took sun god holidays and replaced Mithra and Ashtar with Jesus. That Jesus kept the law so you don't have to. That Jesus promotes lawlessness. That Jesus is the anti-Messiah.
For Bible students, we can see that this Gregorian calendar has paganism written all over it, all over its face. And Exodus 23:13 says, "Pay attention to all that I have said to you, and make no mention of the names of other gods, nor let it be heard from your lips." Is this calendar in our Bible? No, it is not. That Roman Gregorian calendar was developed by Pope Gregory XIII in 1582, and it's really only 439 years old. And all the world has adopted the Gregorian calendar only just since the early 1900s. And the Julian calendar, that was a Roman calendar too from 46 BC, and that was 8-day week calendar. And that was in existence during the time of Yeshua, and there was not a Saturday or Sunday on that calendar. So before the Roman Julian calendar and the Roman Gregorian calendar, what calendar was used? The answer is the world used a lunar solar calendar. The Creator's calendar has been in the heavens since He created the world. The calendar of the Bible numbered the days of the week from 1 to 7, not pagan names of pagan gods, that's for sure. The ancient calendar of Israel was originally by the phases of the moon, and that's all over the Jewish writings. It proves it.